Hey guys, going to record a quick video of the Nest app working with the Nest Hello and some of the other products as requested in the comments of my last video. So this is the Nest app on the iPad. You can see I've got a couple cameras here, the Nest Guard or Nest Secure I guess it's called, as well as the Nest Hello, thermostat and Nest Protect. So those are the different products here that I'll be able to quickly walk through. You can see got a 3-month-old puppy there, so okay, so we'll quickly walk through. I've got the Nest Hello is outside, obviously, so it's just mounted on the side of the door frame there. I previously had it on the side of the door frame, a little closer to the door, but I didn't like where it was just because it was kind of angled away from people walking up. But you can see as you walk up to it, it actually lights up and tells people where to push the button. Overall, it seems to be working really well. So I'll lock this, we'll show what happens when you ring a doorbell. So when you click the doorbell, it rings outside on the Nest Hello and then also inside, and you get a notification here that says Chris is at the door. So it actually recognized my face when I was standing out there. So I thought that was pretty cool. My other cameras also do face recognition, but I thought it was kind of cool that it would tell you who's at the door. I also noticed that if I'm standing out there with more than one person, it says Chris is out the door with other people. So before I actually open that, if I go ahead and hold this or force touch on an iPhone, you can see there's some preset messages you can click. So that'll just use the Nest voice to say you can leave it, we'll be right there, or no one can come to the door. You can also obviously talk to it through the microphone, so that's another way. I'll open up the notification here. And you can see a live view of what's going on outside, as well as you can send those same responses right here. So if you want to hear the responses, dog was in the way, I can say you can leave it.
Hi there, you can just leave it. Thanks.
We can try another one.
Hi there, you can just leave it.
The same one.
Thanks.
We'll try we'll be right there.
Just a sec, we'll be right there.
And the last one is no one can come to the door.
Hi there, no one can answer the door right now. We'll be notified you stopped by.
So it's pretty loud and clear. I find even when you use the microphone, it's really clear for being such a small thing. So that's really the Nest Hello. You also have your video history, familiar faces, everything that you get with one of the other Nest cams, and then all of the settings are pretty much the same. If I open up the setting window, you'll see here. The one thing that is a little bit different, I guess, is this quiet time. I know someone was asking about what if I don't want the indoor doorbell to be going off and I just want the notification. Well, if you turn that on, when you actually click the button, I guess we can try it. I've never tried it before actually, but so when you click it, it just rings on the actual Nest Hello itself, but the doorbell on the inside didn't go off. And you can see the Nest app is now open to the front door. It also tells you how long since the doorbell was actually rung, I guess, just in case the notification was a little slow getting to your phone. So that's really the Nest Hello. Looking at the Nest Secure, I've found this to be a really great product. It's got all of these little Nest detects on each one of the doors. The cool thing about that is if you're letting the dog out, for example, in the middle of the night and your house is armed, you can just go ahead and push this little button here, and that does a quiet open, I think it's called. And then when you open the door, it won't set off the alarm until you close it again. Once you close it again, the system's all fully armed again. So over here I've got the Nest Guard. And when you walk up to the Nest Guard, it lights up. And there's a couple of different options. You've got your perimeter arming, and then you also have the full arm, which also includes the motion sensors. This little thing has motion sensors inside. It also has a panic button on the back. It has cellular, although that's not activated because I'm here in Canada and it's not actually available here yet. Hopefully later this year when it comes, they'll also have the cellular service, something that you can subscribe to. But to arm the system, let's just say I'm gonna just arm the doors, not the motion sensors. So that's what you normally do before you go to bed, for example. When you do that, the doors are immediately armed. When you can see my lights just turned on because it was getting close to sunset. That's just using these little Lutron what do you call them, switches. So I've got a few of those, and they work really well with Nest as well. I'll show you what happens. One of the things that I've got is when you set your Nest Secure to away, I've got it set to turn off my main floor lights. And then also when I'm away and if my cameras detect someone outside, it turns on random lights throughout the house every once in a while just to make it look like someone's home. So if your outside camera sees someone, then it's going to do that. So I think that's pretty cool. So now that the system's armed, I can either choose to open this door and not set the alarm off by using the quiet open. So when I open it, now the door is able to open, the alarm's not going off, but as soon as I close it, if I reopen it again,
The front door was open.
so it just said the front door was open. If you take a look at the Nest app, you can see it's saying that it's in the pre-alarm state. So over here you can see it's counting down. So this little yellow line is actually going around here, and then once it reaches the top,
Please enter your passcode.
the alarm's going to go off. I think I've got it set to 45 seconds. To disarm it, you can either type in your PIN code right on the device. You can use the app itself, or you can use one of these fobs. Preferably, you wouldn't be leaving the fob right beside your Nest guard, but
The alarm will sound in 10 seconds.
so we'll let it go off, and you can hear how loud it is. Well, I'll talk more once it's done.
Security alert. The front door was opened. Security alert. The front door. The alarm is off.
So that's really all that there is to it. It's a pretty loud alarm. Don't want it off too long for the dog, but it also sends you a notification and an email. In that notification, you're going to go ahead and see the camera that's closest to what triggered it. So in our case, the Nest, the Nest Hello would actually be the camera feed because it was the front door that was triggered. If it was my garage door, for example, I think my living room camera would be sent. So overall, that seems to work really well, and I hope the cellular side and the monitoring side comes to Canada this year, just so that it can also call a alarm monitoring service. But even now, it's nice to have the peace of mind that it's going to let me know if one of the doors opened and it's a loud enough siren that it might scare someone away. It does have a battery backup, so if I disconnect this, it stays on. It just gives this little message here.
Nest Guard is using its backup battery. The alarm is off.
So it tells you that it's using its backup battery, and it sends you a notification right away as well. So that's really Nest Secure. Other things that are around the house, so we've got a Nest Cam IQ here, and then Nest thermostat, obviously. And if we look over here, there's a Nest Cam IQ outdoor. So I put this inside actually, because I thought it mounts a little nicer to the side of the wall. There's also one identical to this out above the garage, looking out in front of the house. The only downside to putting the Nest Cam IQ outdoor inside is that it won't support Google Assistant right now. Anyways, I messaged Nest saying that you may want to include it just because some people may mount them inside. I guess it's a privacy reason because you don't want people outside talking to your Google Assistant. But anyways, so far it's been a great product. These Nest Cams also came with these little Google Home Minis, which work pretty well. You can do things like, hey Google, turn off my downstairs lights.
Okay, turning off 4 lights.
Not all the lights are on switches yet, but that's an example what you can do. Hey Google, turn on my downstairs lights.
Okay, turning 4 lights on.
Other things that I've connected that to would be the Roomba, also the Harmony remote, so you can tell it to turn on your TV. I've also got a Wemo switch, and the garage door opener is one of the LiftMaster garage doors, so you can actually say, hey Google, ask MyQ if my garage door is closed.
Okay, let's get my cue.
Garage door is closed.
So it tells you the garage door is closed, I guess, just as maybe if you're going to bed, you want to check to see whether you remember to close it. You can't ask it to open the garage door, but you can ask it to close. So if you look at the Nest here, or the Apple TV, it's the last thing I'll show is just actually showing the cameras up here through the Nest app on the Apple TV. As you can see, it's right there. I'll go ahead and just click on home, and you can view all cameras. So really what it does is it allows you to view all your cameras right from your TV. So that seems to work pretty well. There's not a lot of lag, and it's really clear. So I thought that was a cool little feature they added in there. In terms of the lights, I think I might have mentioned it. These little light switches are great because they just replace your existing light switches, and then there's a little hub that I have in my basement. When I have it set to, you can do all kinds of things. As I said, you can make the lights turn on when you're not home. But if I go ahead and set my alarm to away,
You have 2 minutes to exit.
you can see the lights will actually turn off. I guess I may not have it completely set up right. I just got them yesterday, but you can actually say, okay, well, when I leave, turn off all my lights. So hopefully that
Please enter your passcode.
that helped you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed that walkthrough of some of the Nest products. There's also Nest Protect upstairs, but there's not really much to see there. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. This is an unedited video, so I apologize for the camera shakiness and everything, but just let me know if there's any questions. Thanks. Bye.